It has been so much fun working with Beth, Damon, Paula, Gills, and Peter Toms on a project to discover and bring together the history of music in this congregation. Thanks so much to them and to the 11 people and counting that we have interviewed. From the very beginning, this congregation has valued music, and apparently a choir was formed even before the building was built. I was particularly fascinated to learn about your marvelous organ, probably a Stevens organ built around 1860 and likely bought secondhand from Philadelphia. Obviously, in the beginning, the organ couldn't have been operated by electricity as it is now. There needed to be a system to blow air through the pipes. This was activated by foot pedals to push air through bellows. Some of these people, called organ blowers, inscribed their names and dates on the backside of the organ. In 1866, they were paid 25 cents a Sunday, but by 1891, it was up to 50 cents a Sunday. Most organists probably had to practice on a piano, as it was too expensive to pay someone to activate the bellows except on Sunday mornings. By the way, treasurer's reports are quite important to historians, as that is sometimes the only written information saved by churches. During part of World War I, services were held in the vestry to save money on coal. One of the things we heard over and over again in our interviews is how special the acoustics are in the sanctuary, which I'm sure many of you know and have experienced for yourself. When the Yamaha grand piano was bought and donated by Paula Gills in 1997, apparently that changed everything, as Karen Kevra of Capital City Music said. It allowed for wonderful concerts, and UCM became even more known as a center for live music in central Vermont, especially for acoustic, chamber, and vocal music. The sacred quality of the sound was mentioned, even that the room itself seems to respond, as in a call and response. There is a special sense people get in the space, such as people seek in sound chambers around the world, like caves, cisterns, and cathedrals. And several people commented on how the room is also alive with memory, and alive with the spirit of people from the past, being with you all. The Paris Piano Trio played the last concert in the sanctuary before the church was shut down by the pandemic. These world-renowned musicians can play anywhere in the world, but they request your sanctuary time and again. The choir in particular has meant much to you over the years. Bob Jackson was organist and choir director for 46 years, and brought his background in musical theater to the life of the church. Catherine Orr, hired in 1994, took the choir to new levels of artistic expression, including leading many large choral works and choral tours. And yet, what made one longtime congregant know this was truly her church home was when the congregation gave as much applause for a young girl playing beginning violin as they did for professionals. It was the choir that first attracted Norma Raymond in 1941, still a member here. Even though during World War II this choir was mostly a few singers practicing in a home, singing hymns. Norma also tells a funny story of how she and the minister's wife used to come check out people renting the sanctuary. Once they found a big bottle of whiskey ready for the reception after a concert. The minister's wife, Mrs. Fitzpatrick, grabbed that whiskey bottle and went downstairs and poured it all out into the sink. There was no liquor at that reception. As in any church community, there have been conflicts and rough transitions over the years. Apparently, the congregation only averaged 30 people on Sundays in the 1970s, and by the time Bob Jackman left in 1994, the choir had dwindled. Many still grieve Catherine Orr's short illness and death and the legacy she left. While the choir this year has had to adjust to the pandemic conditions and the leaving last summer of their admired director, Dick Riley. Some people find classical music the highest form of artistic expression, while others want more drums and informal congregational singing. But music of all kinds gives vitality and soul to churches, and appreciating the music that moves the person next to you, even if it is not your favorite, is part of practicing hospitality within community life. It's part of my work as your interim music director to help you appreciate and celebrate your long and varied musical history, while recognizing the difficulties and also getting ready to envision an ever-changing and hopeful future. I know you will continue to build wonderful musical memories to last a lifetime. Not just in concerts, but even on Zoom, and eventually back in your sanctuary on Sunday mornings. Because there is something beyond performance that happens in this space and with your people. Something that touches your hearts, binds you together, expresses your deepest emotions, and brings in the holy. I wish you many blessings as your music ministry continues to unfold. I will